We are just under 11 months away from the release of Star Wars Episode 9 by writer and director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, I will say that I'm very fascinated about this movie because of the curiosity. I'm very curious as to exactly how JJ is going to be able to tie the whole entire Skywalker saga up with just one movie being Episode 9. And we do know, and it has been said before in the past, that the ending of this movie is going to be completely unpredictable, which honestly, in my opinion, is mind-boggling. What could they possibly do that's going to be so unpredictable for one of the plot twists at the very end of this film? Now, I want to go over to Radio Times. They got a chance to speak with Richard E. Grant. If you guys would like to go ahead and check out the full story below in the description, it's very intriguing for sure, as they actually go over their reaction to all of the different plot twists that are coming our way into Star Wars Episode 9. So, this is the basis of it. Episode 9's plot is currently a tightly guarded secret, and Grant's role is similarly under wraps, but he has confirmed that he's playing an all-new character, not fan-favorite spin-off character Grand Admiral Thrawn or anyone else. Instead, he gets to portray someone he can leave his mark on. This is what Grant had to say. "I hadn't thought of it like that, but the character is just mine," he laughs. "I don't know about the action figure or whether there will be one, but this is pretty amazing." Also suggests some twists that should have saga-wide implications. And according to the actor, we can expect some pretty big twists in the Skywalker saga's last installment, which he suggests will be pretty earth-shaking to fans of the franchise and well worth the series' painstaking secrecy. He goes on to state, "Oh, it's definitely worth it," he says. "If you're a Star Wars fan, and I am, then knowing that's coming in this is quite something. I absolutely understand why they're so secretive about it, because it's very exciting." So I want to go over my favorite word, alright? My favorite little phrase in this interview between the interviewer and, of course, Richard E. Grant. Is when Grant actually goes on to say that the plot twists, or at least one of the plot twists in this movie, alright, and I quote here, is actually going to be earth-shaking to fans of the franchise and well worth the series' painstaking secrecy. So what are they doing here? You know, what kind of actual plot twist could we expect to see in Episode 9? This is really getting my mind racing right now as to what they could possibly do. Now, I don't believe they're going to pull another The Last Jedi. I know they said similar things with The Last Jedi, but it wasn't quite like this. With The Last Jedi, it was more like surprising moments and, shocking moments here and there, but this seems something crazy coming out of Richard E. Grant. Richard E. Grant, by the way, he's a very laid-back guy. He doesn't really praise things too much all the time. And he's, pretty much a very knowledgeable guy if you have listened to him in many of his different interviews about his acting career, etc. So, I'm very impressed with what he had to say here, and I do trust him of what he's saying, because we do know, and we have been hearing this for the longest time right now, that J.J. Abrams is actually creating a story that's going to have a major impact on the prequels and the originals, and it will actually change our view on everything Star Wars related in the movies, at least. So, when I see that phrase of Richard E. Grant, by the way, interview below in the description, when I see that phrase where he actually says, and this is what the interview was actually saying that he said, is that Richard E. Grant said, "It's pretty earth-shaking to fans of the franchise and well worth the series' painstaking secrecy. And there will be big twists in the Skywalker saga's last installment." Also, another thing that really stood out to me was that it's going to have twists that should have saga-wide implications. So that means that the twists in this movie are going to have a major effect on the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy. Honestly, guys, I really can't even think about what they're going to do. Either Rey is going to be a Skywalker, or maybe Ben Solo is going to end up being Luke Skywalker's son, or something like that. I know it sounds really crazy because Luke Skywalker called him his nephew anyway. But these are the types of things that, are just guesses. I really can't pinpoint exactly what's going to be so earth-shaking to fans of the franchise when it comes to one or multiple plot twists in Episode 9 by JJ and Chris Terrio. Again, I do have a lot of faith in JJ. He knows the stakes of this movie. He knows that the future of the franchise really depends, on Episode 9's success. It really does. If they want to see a future of this franchise, Episode 9 has to do well, not just at the box office, but also with the Star Wars community and bring back everybody together again and just enjoying everything and all. So with that being said, guys, what do you make of Richard E. Grant's statement here? Is this just another statement, or do you actually trust his reaction? I, however, have to trust him because I really do know him. I know him from listening to all the different interviews. If you just listen to what he has been saying about Episode 9 and other films that he has worked on before in the past, you begin to know the guy, right? You begin to trust him, and I do trust him of what he's saying here, and I think that these earth-shaking moments have to do with Kylo Ren, Rey, and/or Luke Skywalker. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.